Welcome back. So what we've got going on today is I'm going to be using scrap wood from when I was living with my parents. I went over there and finally picked up a ton of it. I didn't even grab all of it. There's still more. So if I don't have enough, maybe I'll go back and revisit. But I mean, I've got a ton of it. As you saw, whether I gave you the time lapse before this or I'm going to give you the time lapse after, you'll see just how much crap. I filled up the bed of my 8-foot long bed of my pickup truck. There we go, easy for me to say. So I also already filmed something along the lines of this, but I forgot to put the microphone on. So for your viewing pleasure, we'll try this again with the mic on and I'll make it a lot quicker. So used wood, and I'm going to try and make a piece of art. So I want this art to also be functional and probably more function than necessarily art. So what we're going for, pick this up. What we're going for is sound detonation. So this is going to look really cool too, in my opinion. And it's going to, let me try and get myself here in frame. It's going to take the sound waves and dissipate them drastically. And it's also going to look super cool once I get them all together. So my goal is to take a 4x4 sheet of 1/4 inch plywood, which I have down in my basement, so also scrap, so winning there, and take these and glue them onto it. Now I'm only going to do the perimeter like this. So it's going to be a 2-foot section all the way around like this. Then in the center, I'm going to take and do a 2-foot by 2-foot mirror. And then I'm going to pop that mirror out towards me. And then behind it, we're going to run a RGB lighting system so that the mirror will be backlit and then the sound deadening blocks on the outside will be side lit, and I'm hoping this gives off a really cool look while also being super functional. So without further ado, let's get to work here.
And if you're interested in seeing exactly how I got this set up, I'm going to film a separate video and I'll link to that for you on how I set up the table saw and chop saw, which you can't really see it right here right now, but table saw and chop saw and how that'll help me get this workflow going. So
here we go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this time lapse of me cutting out a ton of these pieces. Here we go. Got a stack of wood here about hip high. So this is everything I need right here, so long as I calculated everything correctly. Not sure if I have. I've got an absolute mess in here. I really need to get a dust collector. I wasn't planning on like going this hard really, but here we are. So really need to get a dust collector, and I need to get my table saw. I mean, this is my table saw now too, but I have a what I would consider better table saw that I need to get in here that would help with dust collection for sure. Everything in the garage is covered with dust. Really sucks, honestly. Anyways, I'm rambling. So now the Next thing we have to do is take all of these. They are, let's see if I can get a short one. They are all 1.5 by 1.5 now. Nice and square, ready to do their thing. And got a stop block set up here. All we got to do now is set it in and chop away. Let's get to it. I don't even want to look at how long that took because I have an absolute absurd amount of these blocks now. And that was only 1/2 of what we need to do. So now that we've got them all cut down to size, we need to come back over to the miter station, pick up these blocks, and cut a 45 into all of them. So I've got the stop block set. It's just going to be a lot more time just chopping away at it. So I guess without further ado, here we go. All right, so I did a little bit of math and turns out the original math I had done was nowhere near close to correct. So I started counting about halfway through this bucket and we're all the way through that bucket now too. And the number I came up with the second time leaves me with at least 2 of these. So I think we're gonna end up making 2 of these and trying to sell one. I think I'm gonna take a break here for a second and maybe start mocking up what it'll look like. Maybe I'll just come in and do the rest of these. I don't know. It's taken me a ridiculous amount of time, I know that much. So as you can see, I've got marks from the mask on my face. Obviously my ears hurt from the earmuffs. It's a long process, but I think the end product will be worth it. So I'll see you in a bit. So finally got this all glued up. Glue-ups are kind of nerve-wracking, I'm not even about to lie. This took me incredibly longer than I wanted it to. And it's making creaking noises as we sit here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and get some weight on this now, but I'd highly advise if you're doing your first ever glue-up, not to do something this big. I'll pick you back up once we've got the mirror hung on this and we have a finished product. All right, I've been doing a terrible job filming, but I got this all glued up, good to go. Made a mistake and got this a little bowed, but it is what it is now. All that I have left, I gotta make a French cleat for the back of this. And then I also need to figure out how I'm going to hang my rope light in the center here. So I think I'll go ahead and set you up on a time lapse as I make the French cleat and the bracket to hold the bottom of the mirror and the lighting. And we are getting really close and I'm excited. And here we go. So it's very important that we hit a stud with this. So the way I've got this set up here is the portion that's on the board itself is the entire width. And then
This guy right here is just over 16 inches, which a stud spacing should be 16 inches on center. So I'll be able to mount that exactly to the stud, and then I've got room to wiggle it all the way across to get it exactly where I want it on the wall. With this setup, I should be able to center it on the wall and it still catch perfectly fine and everything hang great. So I'm gonna add, this is a 1x4, so I'm gonna add another one over here on this side as well, so that way when it lays against the wall, it lays flat. And then all I've got to do now is add the board for the inside for the rope lighting and then run the wiring through, and we are good to go. This thing is massive. It's crazy. Looks so good. I'm so excited. I can't even get it all in the shot. Looks so good.
Never fast. That be the first girl to make me all this cash. We get money, don't be mad. Now stop.